What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Batman Urban Legends number 9. This is written by a whole bunch of people and continues the whole anthology-esque tone of or angle with the whole Urban Legends thing, because that's what this book is. It's several stories compiled together. And the thing with Batman Urban Legends is I really liked the first couple issues of it. I felt like when I had that amazing Chip Zdarsky Red Hood storyline, it really kept me excited to read something each and every month. But pretty much once the Zdarsky Red Hood storyline ended in issue number 6, afterwards, there's really been nothing that's quite been so compelling and intriguing to kind of keep me engaged with Urban Legends in general. Like, it's kind of you just kind of wait and see every month. Maybe you'll get something good, or maybe you're just going to get something kind of meh. And with this month, it still kind of continues the trend of, like, there's nothing all that really good and amazing to kind of keep me engaged with Urban Legends as a whole. Like, I mean, I'm still going to keep covering it and reading the issues because I've already 9 issues in. I might as well keep going. I don't know how long this book is going to go on for. Maybe it'll just be a 12-issue sort of thing, and then they'll try and start something else that's new. But Urban Legends doesn't have that really great storyline that kind of keeps going on throughout it. It's just like, once the Red Hood thing was done, we had like Red Hood and Grifter, which was like the two more interesting things. We haven't had a good long-term storyline to kind of keep me in that engaged, because like it just kind of felt like they're just kind of throwing things together into whatever. But let's go ahead and quickly summarize what happens in this issue, because there's a lot that takes place in this. So the first issue was a Red Alice and Kate Kane storyline. This one's written by Alyssa Wong. So basically this one ties into the whole anti-Oracle seer thing that's going on in Fear States. This is a pretty direct tie-in there. If you've read the backups for Batman, which is the Batgirl storyline there, if you've read Nightwing, and then you're reading this, all three of those storylines are really kind of linked together with this whole anti-Oracle seer thing going on there. Because with Fear State, there's all sorts of different stuff going on. We have the Callow and Harley Quinn storyline going on in that section. We have the main stuff with Scarecrow. And kind of in the background is also, I guess, based on the tie-ins, is this whole Arkham City thing with Azrael and Jace Fox. Like, those just feel like kind of outliers where they don't really need to be considered tie-ins to Fear State. There's such brief references. They're kind of off in their own thing, but this one's more kind of linked to what's going on there. So basically Red Alice pretends she's Red Alice again to kind of get her gang behind her. Seer Anti-Oracle shows up, and this is the first time that, to my knowledge, that we've seen what she looks like. It's kind of a cool, crazy-looking design there. But then Kate comes in, kind of helps her out, and they kind of take down the bad guys. And we're kind of left on an ambiguous note whether she's kind of said goodbye to Red Alice in general. Nightwing and Oracle ask, hey, are you willing to help out? And Kate's like, actually, I think I'm kind of good right now. We kind of took a bit of a beating there. Maybe it's time for us to recover. Like, okay, cool. We'll take care of the rest here. Thanks for the information. And that's kind of how that storyline ends. I'm not sure where it's going to go going forward, but it is a bit of an interesting premise of like how their relationship will be kind of going forward. What's going to happen with Red Alice? Is she going to come back? Is she not? Not exactly sure, but it's kind of left on one of those darker, more ambiguous notes. The next storyline is kind of what I wasn't really expecting. This one's written by Sam Johns, and it's this really bizarre, like, Tweedledee and Tweedledum storyline that acts as a bit of a criticism for the U.S. healthcare system. Such an odd choice for a story. It's not something I was really expecting to see, but I'll give the story this, though. It does a really good job crafting a bit of a sympathetic storyline for these two characters. One's just trying to get some help, but there's all these different leaps and hurdles, and anybody who knows anything about insurance, it's just a complicated mess that, I mean, I have my own insurance. It really is complicated trying to figure out, like, okay, is this covered? Is this not covered? Am I this and that? I don't know. It just, healthcare is a complicated issue, so I'll just leave it at that. But basically, he tries to get medicine, he tries to do this, he tries to do that. He has the money for it, but he can't get over-the-counter stuff, can't even get into urgent care, can't sign up for insurance at a certain point. It just becomes a bit of a mess, and then eventually he gets to the point where he just kind of dies. He did take him to urgent care, but why he wouldn't take him directly to the hospital is beyond me. But then they kind of explain that he's not really the smartest when it comes to this. But so that's that storyline. The next bit is this whole Azrael storyline that ties into the whole Arkham City Order of the World thing. So I've already made some videos talking about that, so you can go check those out on the channel. But this one's just Azrael. So you see somebody dies, he dons on the cape and cowl again, and he's trying to get some answers, and it leads him to basically this revelation at the end of the storyline. I thought it was just kind of okay. This one's by Dan Waters again, and I really haven't been all that invested. It just feels kind of like a bit of a chore for me to read the whole Arkham City Order of the World thing. It's not something I really want to do, but because it was listed as a Fair State tie-in and I want to read and kind of like check out everything in regards to it, it's just kind of like one of the excess stuff. Like for completionist purposes, I feel like I'm compelled, like I gotta know what happens and everything. But this Azrael storyline is just kind of okay. There's some nice looking artwork. It gets kind of bloody and graphic, but take it for what it's worth. If you're an Azrael fan, I'm sure you're going to want to check this thing out. If you're just kind of iffy, then it's going to be that. Okay, afterwards we have this whole, the last storyline we have is this whole Black Lightning, Batman and the Outsiders thing, and this one's kind of jumping up to Fear State, Future State, front and back timeline jumping thingamajigs. We have like somebody who's chained up in the future, and they're trying to change the past, and we have this whole like, I don't know, time travel, complicated stuff. If you want a good Batman and the Outsiders thing, read the Brian Edward Hill thing. That was quite good and compelling. But basically, they're trying to go back in time and change the past so this post-apocalyptic future doesn't take place. We have Duke Thomas there, Black Lightning with the whole Soul Sword thing, and Katana involved. And they do change the past, but it doesn't fully affect the future like they were expecting. I don't know, like this one was just kind of a bit all over the place for me personally. Like it wasn't really the most exciting one. Maybe that's because I was just kind of a bit taken back by what was happening, was kind of confused through a good chunk of it. Maybe that's what took me out of it. The artwork is quite good. We saw other characters like Metamorpho, Clown Hunter, Tim Drake being Red Robin, and they're doing his thing and showcasing his intelligence was pretty good. I liked Batman and the Outsiders quite a bit. I thought it was one of my favorite Batman comics of the last couple of years. But the Outsiders storyline here, I don't know, just kind of a bit all over the place for me in terms of like timeline and time travel and jumping back and forth through time. And whenever you get storylines like that, it can be a bit kind of tricky and hard to follow some of the logic that's going on there. So I'm not sure why something could change, but then it's not really changed in the past and future. I was kind of expecting maybe like a big, huge alteration and things. Perhaps they'll forget the time and all that stuff. I don't exactly know. Maybe it just takes time for time to change and stuff. So take it for what it's worth. Those are my thoughts on Batman Urban Legends number 9. And Urban Legends, it's one of those books where I really like the first 6, but now we're just getting, well, not everything in them, but like I at least had one really engaging story for those first couple issues. But now it's gotten to the point where I'm just wondering, okay, when are you going to wow me next with this book? Yeah, we got some stuff that's tying into different events here, and I guess it's a bit of an anthology to give other characters a chance to showcase themselves, but I'm really waiting for that one storyline that's going to really keep me captivated. In terms of this thing, I did like the Red Alice and Kate Kane stuff, and the Tweedledee and Tweedledum was actually a lot more interesting than I expected. It's not something I was desperately wanting, but it did craft a bit of a sympathetic storyline for those characters. The Azrael thing, I'm just kind of not really interested in that one personally. Maybe you are. Just tell me in the comment section below. And the Batman the Outsiders thing, if you want a much better Batman the Outsiders thing, just read Brian Edward Hill's thing. It was a lot easier to follow, and I'll take it for what it's worth. So if you read Batman Urban Legends number 9, tell me your thoughts of it in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Be sure to come back later as I got more videos coming up along the way. And yeah, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.